Chinese shit under the comments, and he replied with like monkeys. That's like why. So you. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, girl. Let me wipe this thing off first. We are down here, girl. Just real quick. I just came down here real quick. I wanted to just talk about a couple of things. One of the things, I think I mentioned it in another video, where AdinRoss, you know, this white boy that has infiltrated the blog space. He is a streamer, and he is in community with DDG and academics and all the rest of the simp ass niggas. Oh, that was too soon. I'm gonna have to blank that out. He's in community with those men. And so the other day, he was ranting about Doechii and saying all of these horrible things about her. And I'm going to let you hear it. But he lost 2 deals after they saw him saying these awful things about Doechii, calling her entitled. It was crazy. I'm going to let you hear what he was saying, but then I'll let you hear him talking to academics saying that he lost deals. That is how you do that. Get these mother ass niggas in their pockets. Get them in their pockets. You start online talking stuff, Doechii. You know how many ads she has, not ads, organizations and companies she has access to, and clothing lines and endorsements and deals like that who are doing business with Doechii, and you don't know. He said somebody lost an Adidas deal. Y'all be online being bigots, misogynists, xenophobic, all of that stuff. You're going to lose money doing that. People don't want to be aligned to that. And you have so many followers, but they want to use you. But you're not going to wear a label and then be online with a sponsorship and then be online talking about Doechii the way you did. Listen to him. I want you to hear him. Listen. It says that Forever has been renewed for season 2, so that's good. We still have to talk about it. Here he is. I hope everyone. Oh, Doechii Rant. Oh, dude, don't get me started on that bitch. Hey, don't get me started on that bitch. Don't get me started on that industry plant. Don't get me started. You guys can say shit whatever you want about me, but one thing about me is I'm not an industry plant. I've been streaming for like a long time now. Fuck Doechii. The umbrella clip pissed me off. What an entitled, unintelligent piece of shit she is, bro. She deserves, bro. I'm not joking, bro. Stop listening to her music. Cardi and Abel, why would you give her a feature on a remix? You shouldn't have cleared it. She's just the worst. She's a piece of shit. She stole someone that I used to know. She makes no good music. She's horrible. Jake Future, what's up, my dog? So fuck Doechii. Doechii. Okay? She has zero talent. I call out talent. I hope everyone. Oh, Doechii. Oh my God. Oh no. So they were trying to cover her hair. That's what it was. Because me, myself, when she was asking for those umbrellas, it sounded like it was a sense of urgency. It didn't sound like she was being, quote, mean. It seemed like she was like trying to get them to hurry up. And it wasn't her outfit, because we know that her outfit really, a lot of people didn't really care about the outfit, but it was her hair. She had an afro and she was trying to protect her hair. Apparently it was raining. And so that is the reason why she was saying like, eh. And then like when they opened the elevators, everybody saw her and they didn't want everybody to see her, I guess. So she was asking for the umbrellas, and the way that she was asking for them, it was, everybody was saying, oh, she was being rude and this and that. So then AdinRoss comes out. This is how he speaks of women. I need for y'all to have a really true understanding that these boys and these young men online, the DDGs, the AdinRoss, the academics, they don't like women. They don't like girls. They don't like your daughters. They don't like your daughters. They don't. They don't like your daughters. They don't. They don't. This white boy is too comfortable disrespecting a black woman. Guarantee he wouldn't say this if she was in the room. He wouldn't be apologizing like he did with Kendrick. Cancel him. Why are you calling this a female a bitch, cornball? Why are you calling her a female? Well, I don't even like her music that much, but bruh, what did she do to him? I don't care about Aiden or Doechii. If I hear that anxiety song again, I'm flipping the table. Seems like she has a lot going on, and a lot of people she's talking to at once. She's doing her job, and they were doing their job. So then I go on, I think it was what is it called? Um Spiritual World. Here, let me go to Spiritual World. And then that was one of the first posts. AdinRoss says he lost a big deal following the Doechii umbrella controversy backlash.
Oh my god, I'm so mad. I was my PR was finally getting better. I had 2 deals lined up. Same with Diddy. I was talking to him. He lost both my deals. On God. They fucked up DDG shit yesterday, didn't they? Yes, bro. They fucked up my shit, his shit. Like I had an ad deal too. I was gonna do. Bro, I'm mad as fuck. I was like,
They
fuck.
fucked up something
like,
outside of
money.
themselves.
It's just because like I wanted
something outside of themselves. They fucked it up. Not me. Not me getting online calling this woman entitled, not talented, calling her a bitch and then loser and whatever else he said. Not you didn't mess it up. They messed it up. Do you see how? And it's like it's never that's it's never them. It's something always outside of themselves.
the reality of how the world works. I mean, you know how it is, bro. Yo, I think Kai is the only streamer clean enough to like really be aligned with brands. Like I know your brand is called brand risk, but like I think being a streamer is being a brand risk. I don't even know, man. It's so hard to act. I was doing so good, bro, and it's just so hard, bro. The good news is I could collab, but that's the way it is, bro. That's the reality of how.
Good. I'm glad. As he should. He was out of line. He tripped out for sure. He didn't have to do all that. Bet he won't do that shit again. Good. Watch your motherfucking mouth and mind the business that pays you. Hopefully that this was a lesson learned. Protect black women. Good. He's too comfortable speaking about women, especially black women. He had more energy for her than he had for DDG. How one communicates their thoughts is key. Good. Now you know your place. I don't feel sorry for dude at all. Next time, mind your manners. And when you're speaking on Black Queen's name, when you're speaking on a Black Queen's name, let this be a lesson to watch your damn mouth, sir. Always better mind the business that pays you. Folks should really get that back down in their spirit again these days. Y'all really made people like AdinRoss a thing. He spazzed out for no reason. Actions have consequences. Keep black women's names out of your mouth. And we don't care. And next time, stay out of black women's business. That's all his fault. He needs to keep his mouth shut. These are men and women in here. Why is he even famous? This is what talking too much will do for you. Very much so. I agree. 71-year-old TinaKnowles reveals she decided to divorce her husband, Richard Lawson, after waking up one day and realizing she deserved more. At 71, how old is she? When did she realize she deserved more? You didn't realize you deserved more after what Matthew Knowles put you through? This is probably from her book. You know, her book is out. Matriarch is the name of the book. I downloaded it on Audible. I haven't listened to it yet, but I heard that it's actually really good. Y'all let me know, have y'all read or heard TinaKnowles' book yet? And what do you think about it? Get down in the comments and let me know. It says in her memoir, Matriarch, TinaKnowles, 71, details her decision to divorce Richard Lawson in July 2023 after 10 years of marriage. She describes a pivotal moment when she woke up and realized she deserved so much more, feeling the relationship no longer brought her happiness or fulfillment. Despite acknowledging Lawson's positive qualities, Knowles chose to prioritize her own well being, filing for divorce without regret. She thrived post divorce, focusing on a personal joy and confidence. Knowles also reflected on a negative online comments, mostly from women, and internalized sexism. At the wedding in July 2023, at a wedding in July 2023, Tyler Perry supported her choice, noting it could inspire others. Knowles recently confirmed to People she's now spending time with a new gentleman friend. What do y'all think about that at 71, realizing that this was her second marriage? Remember that people said the second marriage, they end before the previous marriage did, because you're like, no, I'm starting to see what's happening. I'm not going to stay longer than, a lot of people stay in relationships long after they're overdue. Let's read some of the comments. Capricorn was the first comment. RIP to the GOAT, Kevin Samuels. At 71, you better go back to sleep and try it again. Am I the only one who didn't know she was married to that man who kept saying my wife is dead in Beauty and Black? I'm so late. Damn, he lost his wife in the show and in real life. I honestly think he was tired. He was probably relieved. He was probably happy. She seems overwhelming. How much more do you need at 71? Peace. What I think then did I call TinaKnowles the queen? No, what woman did I call the queen of the pick me's? Was it TinaKnowles? I think. Do you think your daughter deserves more? Let me shut up. Good luck, sis. It's hard out here. It's true when they say one day a person will wake up and decide they don't love you anymore and leave. Always expect the unexpected from people, even the ones that you sleep with every night, because people are people. People are people no matter the label that you slap on them. People have their own things going on in their heads, physically, emotionally, mentally, all the things going on. And it's true. You are banking and have been sold on and accepted that you're going to be with this one person forever. And so you bank on that. You put all your eggs in that basket foolishly. And then one day you wake up and say, I don't like this motherfucker anymore. I don't like him. I don't like him anymore. Sorry, I'm ready to go. And people have a right to change their mind. That's why legally attaching yourself to a person has never made sense to me, because you're going to have to take the steps to untether. And that's costs some money. Didn't we just talk about the revenue rates for divorces? At 71, yes, she can wake up and be like, you know what, I deserve better than this girl. But how many times are you going to do it before you realize that it's more peaceful when there's not one of these people in your proximity, right? So good luck to TinaKnowles. Let's see what else. At her big age, what exactly is she expecting to find? Peace. Peace. At 71, what else do you want in life? In the past clips, I seen them on interviews, it didn't seem like she fully respected him, speaking over him and such. Maybe it was for the best. Normalize respecting one's choice without judgment. Nowadays, married is something women just want to use to add to their resume, just to say they had the experience. This is actually a man saying this, but yeah, I really agree with this. I say it all the time. It's almost as though they want to get in their Sims game. They want a ding, 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 a little badge that comes up and says marriage achievement unlocked. And they want to be able to say, do like Yandy was doing. Right? They want to be able to say, my husband, keep my husband out of it.
I mean, you had a lot to say to my husband.
They want to be able to say that because in groups of women, in communities of women, that is literally like an achievement badge. Girl, you got married. I seen women who will have their profile picture of them in their wedding dress and they've been married like over a year and it's almost become their uniform. They want to show everybody what job they've been granted. Somebody chose them, somebody picked them. They want everybody to see that. And then you wake up one day and you're like, girl, what the fuck? um how do I get out of this again? The exit door is right over there, girl. Definition of you can never make women happy. She woke up and did him a favor. When you know your worth, it doesn't matter what age you are, don't settle. All right. Let's see what else. Family claims pregnant woman declared brain dead is being kept alive due to Georgia's heartbeat law, sparking major questions. Okay, let's see what they say. Hold on. Oh.
Tonight, a Metro Atlanta mother lies brain dead in a hospital room, being kept alive only because she's pregnant. So her case is now raising a lot of new questions about Georgia's controversial heartbeat law. Adriana Smith's family says they've been forced to wait without a voice while doctors try to keep her body functioning long enough to deliver her baby. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn is live outside of Emory Midtown, where Adriana was just moved hours ago. Cody, what have you learned about what's going on here?
Excuse me.
Well, Jennifer and Ron, Adriana has been on a ventilator for the past 90 days. Now, as you mentioned, she was moved here just hours ago, so doctors can deliver her baby when it is time. Her family visits her every day, including her young son, who believes his mom is just sleeping. A crushing, emotional toll, as you can imagine. The family says it's been made worse because they have no say on what happens next. 30-year-old Adriana Smith was about 9 weeks pregnant when she started having bad headaches in February.
Enough to know that something was wrong.
April Newkirk says her daughter went to Northside Hospital for help.
They gave her some medication, but they didn't do any tests. Didn't do any CT scans. If they did, they would have caught it.
The next morning, Adriana's boyfriend noticed something was terribly wrong.
She was gasping for air in her sleep, gargling. More than likely, it was blood. She was taken to Emory, Decatur, and then she was transferred here.
To Emory University Hospital, where Adriana worked as an RN. Unfortunately, there was nothing doctors could do.
They did a CT scan and she had blood clots all in her head. So they had asked me if they could do a procedure to relieve them, and I said yes. And then they called me back and they said that they couldn't do it.
Doctors declared Adriana brain dead.
So I feel as if somebody dropped the ball.
On what happens next
at the hospitals, and her boyfriend asked, please keep her. If she was kept at the hospital, we wouldn't be here.
Because of Georgia's heartbeat bill, which bans abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, her family says they weren't given any say in what happens next.
It's torture for me. I come here and I see my daughter breathing on a ventilator. She's not there. And I'm touching her. And she has a son who I bring to see her.
Now, 21 weeks pregnant, her baby's health uncertain.
She's pregnant with my grandson, but my grandson may be blind, may not be able to walk, wheelchair bound. We don't know if he'll live once she has him.
A situation she says no one should be forced
That's
into.
sad.
It should have been left up to the family. Because I'm in my 50s, her dad is in his 50s, so we're going to have the responsibility with at the hospital, her partner to raise her sons, you know? And I'm not saying that we would have chose to terminate her pregnancy. What I'm saying is we should have had a choice. We should have.
It's likely doctors will not induce Adriana for at least another month. And it's not just the baby's health the family is worried about, also a medical bill. They say that continues to grow every day.
All right, Cody, thank you so much. We know you'll continue to follow this story for us.
That is so sad. Imagine her waking up after birthing. People are in the comments praying that she'll wake up. Y'all, they said she had tumors on her brain and she was gurgling and like she's not alive. They're just keeping her body alive. She's not her. She's brain dead. She's not alive. Right. A lot of people in the comments aren't educated on brain death. Being in a coma, you can come out of, and being brain dead for months are two different things. You don't come back from brain death. Brain death is really legal death. This woman is dead and machines are keeping her breathing to incubate the baby until it's viable to take them out. Yes, I believe in God, but coma and brain death are not the same. Let's educate ourselves on the two. Right. I think people are, the way that the comments are just like prayers. Oh, she's going to wake up. She's going to wake up. She's going to wake up. No, medical bill. They shouldn't have to worry about a medical bill if they didn't have a choice. That's what I was about to say. I'm glad somebody else said it. The world is feeling more and more like Handmaid's Tale every day. It hasn't stopped being Handmaid's Tale. It's just very small. It's not it's only affecting people on a very small scale. When it starts affecting people on a larger scale, and we see things like this happening, but it's always, a handmaid's tale has always been in place. It has always been in place, always been in place. Stop politicizing women's bodies. It's weird. God, wake her up and have the baby come out 100% healthy. You've worked in ICU before and you think that she can come out of brain death? I've never heard that. When non-birthing humans make laws on women, I'm opting out on kids for so many reasons. This is sick. Let that baby live. I mean, if they're going to strip the family of the decision making and the doctors aren't allowed to do anything, then the hospital and or the government needs to be responsible for the billing that is required to keep her body alive for this baby. This is a tough one. The baby is still alive. I don't even know what to say. I pray the family stays strong. Medical laws need to be set by medical professionals, not men trying to prove a point. It's whatever until it's there at their doorstep. As a mother, I know I'd want my child to be saved even if I couldn't be, as long as the baby didn't have life altering health issues. I think without the mother being alive, like they're not she's being kept alive. I think wouldn't be surprised if the baby did have some issues, with their health or something, because something because of it's not it's being kept alive, not in a live body. You know what I mean? So I something is not, it's not going to be 100%. Why are men controlling women's lives? Prayer for her and the family. That's the patriarchy, sweetie. That's why y'all have to be careful when you're like talking about, like, agreeing with men when they can tell you what a woman is. If they can if a man can tell you what a woman is, you're also giving him that crack in the door to be able to say how you govern yourself and your body. You know what I'm saying? When you guys be in the comments, when that little triangle shaped motherfucker was saying what a man and a woman is, and y'all are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And let them stay on what a woman is. And don't be shocked if what their version of a woman is doesn't include brown women. What if they say that? Then your little transphobia, now it affects you, right? You understand what I'm saying? You got to be careful on your little bigotry. You be in your bigotry bag, rooting for things. Yeah, that's right. Give these men the power to tell us what a man and a woman is. And then they gonna stay on woman for a little while. Okay, let's go through the checklist. This is what a woman is now. A woman is this, 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 and this. If you're anything outside of this, you're not even a woman. That's why it baffles me when I see black women and take these stances when there was a time in history where you weren't even considered a woman. And so it's like you take these things like, there was a time when they said you weren't a woman. There was a time when they said you were only 3/5 of a person. And that was a law. You know how these niggas be law abiding? But there was a law that said you were not a full human being. And those same people are now telling you this is what a man and a woman is. And y'all like, yeah, yeah, that's right. This is what a woman is. And it's like, girl, you sure you want to be on that side of that? Because when they start and you are excluded, don't say nothing. They're going to be like, girl, you ain't a woman. You all cheering. Yeah, that's what a woman is. Not you, girl. We wasn't talking about y'all. We talking about these white women. Those are women. Y'all are not women. And we talking about white, not ones with light skinned that are Asian or Latino or whatever. We're talking about white. And since we all are running around agreeing to the illusion of race, that's how this shit persists. That's how it persists. And now they're able to tell you what a woman is. Now they're able to tell you what a woman can do with her body. You got to be careful. You have to be very careful. It's a very slippery slope and a very thin line. Because when you're in your bigotry bag, you forget that you are included in that. Don't forget that you are included in that. When you want to be xenophobic, when you want to be homophobic, when you want to be sexist, when you want to be misogynistic, when you don't forget, you're not included in that. So be mindful when you start cheering for things, because then that gives them the opportunity to say, oh, now we can tell you what to do with your body. Now you've allowed us to determine what a woman is. Now we can tell you what a woman can do with her body. That's next on the agenda. Thank you everybody for your agreeing. Thank you. So this is really sad. I hope they figure something out. I feel like they're experimenting. I mean, it's all about practicing medicine. Somebody is going to write about how long it's going to go down. It's going to be documented. How long were they able to keep a baby alive in a brain dead woman's body? That's going to be documented. They're researching. Let me tell you something. They're taking notes. They're doing everything. I feel like this is more of an experiment than anything having to do with a heartbeat bill or anything like that, because you're saying heartbeat bill, this the abortion or pregnancy termination, you're saying that without the person being alive, that the state can now come in and say, oh no, we're going to keep her body alive because we have a law that says blah blah blah. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense to say that. It is literally, I feel like this is an experiment to see how long a baby can live in a brain dead woman's body. I feel like that's what is happening. It says Megan Thee Stallion is launching her own swimwear collection, Hot Girl Swim. When I saw this earlier, I thought to myself, wow, the girls can't even really, like, the girls have to figure out how to market themselves and take all opportunities to make sure they have other streams of income, because one, the music thing is not going to last forever. It can last for as long as it can, but it could only last for a certain length of time before people are going to start expecting something different from you in terms of the lyrics, right? So after Megan gets older, her talking about the same things like that, it's going to have to change. So she's going to have to make sure, like all the other artists are going to have to make sure, is that they have other streams of income, other endorsements, because the rap thing is not going to last forever. And we can see it over and over and over and over and over again. Yes, Queen Latifah and MC Light rap every now and again. They ain't putting out albums, but they're acting, they're doing voiceovers, they're doing all the things. They're making sure that they're still in entertainment in some way, but they're not making out. After a while, what you can only talk about, I mean, I could be down here at damn near 50 talking about, shaking ass and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fun. But as the rapper, as the creator of it, um, you can only talk about that for so long. You're going to have to like ease on out of it and talk about something else. So because of that, there is like an end to the rap career. So you got to make sure you got perfumes, everything, merchandise, licensing, like that. You have to make sure that's in place so that you can know that when this rap shit is over, I still have this, these investments. I still have this liquor line. I still have this clothing line, and they have to really work. It's not a game. It's not a game. So it comes out on May 19th. It says Hot Girl Swim is the name of the line. We'll see. Nope. Where's the prison guards? We're not worried about what she's selling. Free Tory. We're not buying shit, girl. Free Tory. She don't even like her. I don't even like her anymore. I knew she lied and deserved jail time for defamation. She lied. Albums ain't selling. Now Bigfoot want to sell swimsuits. I don't like her at all. You're releasing the wrong thing. Release Tori. Go tell the truth. Take her to prison for lying. It's not different. We've seen swimsuits like this before. It could have been more creative. Jail girl summer. Not gonna lie, I can't look at her the same. This is low key giving me Nicki Minaj vibes. The going to jail button with an umbrella emoji, which is his like emoji. Just pause the production for now. For now, sis. Hot girl lockup. Need to launch a hot girl jail collection. Not releasing an announcement now that Tory could possibly have evidence. You know that she was a victim. She was a victim. Whether whoever did it, she was the victim. The state picked up, and his charges. What were his charges? He shouldn't have had a gun. That's the piece. Yeah, Loren Larosa, her reporting is weird. The tone of it is weird. It's it doesn't sound unbiased. It does sound very leaning towards defense. It does. And I was listening to her and I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? It's just the tone of what she's saying. Let me let you listen to Loren LaRosa talk about this Diddy and Cassie stuff. Just listen to her.
Yeah, I think so far. Right now, I think the prosecution did what they needed to do today. They did their big one, even though it's so weird because they did their big one, but it was so subtle. I feel like it wasn't the big explosion that I felt when Puff's team cross-examined the first couple witnesses. Right now, I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay, hold on. Let me go to her. Domestic violence. Let me go to her page. Loren LaRosa. I want you to just to hear the way that she's talking. Listen.
Hey guys, it's Loren LaRosa. So we are here back again at court. As y'all know, it is pouring down raining, but this is week 2. This is day 3 with Cassie's second day of testimony. I told y'all when I was heading to court that I really didn't feel like the prosecutors kind of brought us home for a landing. Like, I understood what they were doing. They were making us human, making us believer. But I do think after her testimony today, they landed the plane today, y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. So they're finished. The prosecution has finished their direct questioning. And now Cassie will get cross-examined, which means Diddy's team is going to have a chance to ask her some questions about things she said and things that they want to talk about while she's on the stand. But I'm going to tell you something. They brought it home. I don't feel like it was that like knockout drop punch that everybody thought was going to happen during Cassie's testimony, but it was enough. A lot of the escorts that we've heard about or heard from, none of them have alleged they were made to do anything against their will yet, but they said that they were paid. She's one of the only people as of right now that has all these things that she alleges happened to her against her will because she was scared that things were going to drop. Videos, photos, and we're waiting on them to prove that. They got text messages today.
Can we start at A? Prostitution is illegal. And if you use money from a bad boy entertainment, from a bad boy media, from a revolt, from a ba, if you're using money from your business to fund illegal activity, what is it called, y'all? What is it called? God damn. That's I'm like, why do you keep talking about y'all are talking about prostitution as if this is not we're talking about an illegal exchange of money. No, bitch. Are y'all nuts? Prostitution is when is prostitution legal? I just want to know. Cassie has testified that they paid for prostitutes. It is illegal to do that. Now, if he used money from his companies to fund this, that's where the law is being broken. See, what happens is these weirdos who don't care about what's happening in other people's bedrooms, who claim they don't, y'all are just so focused on the fucking and the sex that you're forgetting that crimes are being committed while this stuff is happening, consensual or not. Prostitution is illegal. I don't understand what's the confusion. Y'all so worried about where people are putting their dicks and where their mouths are going that you forgot that all of it is against the law. I don't understand. I'm so confused by that. It really doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, I gotta go. I think this is enough for the video for the day. I'm gonna go outside, get some fresh air, edit this other video, and we're gonna get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about what's going on. Did y'all see the mother, Janice? They said the girls are not in. I thought the girls graduated last year. They turned 18 in December. They're gonna turn 19 this December. Um, haven't we been talking about that? We were talking about that, how people are acting like, oh, Jesse and Delilah, they're too young to see to hear about what's going on with their father. Well, when their father was 35 years old, he was grooming a girl that is 1 year older than they are now. So they need to sit down and listen to how their 35-year-old father groomed a girl in their peer group when she was 19. So if anything, Jesse and Delilah need to sit there because whatever fantasy that they had about, oh, I'm going to find me a man just like my father, they need to be able to sit there and see who their father is so they know that when they turn 19 and a motherfucking 35-year-old dog comes sniffing around them, they know, oh, I remember listening to this in court about how my father moved with Cassie. I know good and goddamn well this person means me no good. No, thank you. My father is like you. I know niggas like you coming from a mile away. So yeah, let them sit there so they can learn what type of nigga to stay away from. And whatever fantasy that they had in their head about their father, it needs to be crushed and removed so they can see exactly who that man is. They all need to be able to see. And you're not going to tell me that Sean Puffy Combs became an angel around Jesse and Delilah. If you ask me, when you have these two little girls dressing alike, still dressing alike as teenagers with individual identities, you're drugging people, putting them to sleep. I wouldn't be shocked if his daughters have been abused already. Oh my God, yes. Yes. You're not going to tell me they have not met the monster that Sean Combs is. They know who their father is. And they need to sit there and listen so they can know what to avoid. Because at 19, someone like their father was sniffing around girls at 19. Yep. And groomed them to become a sex slave under a 10 record contract. Music never coming out, recording hundreds of songs. And she's a sex slave. Remember, Gene Deal said that. Puffy said about Danny D. Kane, I'm going to get them strung out and pimp them out. Slut them out. So instead of doing it to Danny D. Kane, he did it to Cassie. Cassie was not in a relationship, a romantic, intimate partnership. She was groomed to be a sex slave, and that's exactly what she was. Oh, she could have left. She could have left. Just like somebody said on the internet the other day, you won't even ask your fucking boss for a day off. You so fucking scared. This woman had videotapes of her having sex with I don't know who and doing what. And this motherfucker said, if you leave me, bitch, I'm releasing those tapes. That's why she didn't leave. That's why it was so hard to leave, because you have to make a decision. Am I going to stay in this abuse, or am I going to be ashamed of what I did in this relationship and him releasing it? Nobody has to be blackmailed to stay in a relationship. If you're being blackmailed to stay in a relationship, you don't want to be there. You're not there on your own will. You're there against your will. And you have to make a decision every single day. Am I going to do something to make him mad? He's going to holler and scream and beat me and kick me and do all these other things. So Jesse and Delilah need to sit there and listen to who their father is. And Cassie couldn't leave because she was being blackmailed to stay with him because she was his sex slave. And he used his money for his company to have these parties. And that's where the law is being broken. Y'all be acting so dumb and confused on purpose, and then for what? Like, why would you want to be on the other side of saying that somebody, like, they, oh, she didn't leave? How are you fixing your mouth to say that? Like, that's so disgusting to me. I have to go. That's why I don't want to talk too much about the puffy thing, because it's more about the response. When you're in the comments reading the responses that people have, she could have just left. I don't understand why she didn't just leave. If I had videotapes of you fucking and I told you don't leave me unless I release a tape, would you leave? And wouldn't you be pissed off if somebody said, well, why didn't she just leave if she was being abused? Anyways, I gotta go. Take care of each other, protect your energy, protect your poom poom, protect your assets. And like I said on Twitter this morning, don't mince words when you talk to these people. Don't say what the you gonna say, and speak clear and be forthright. Don't mince no words. Period. All right. Take care of each other. Peace.